I'm Michael Corley. We're here for another episode of Corley's Last Round. My first guest today is UFC contender and the most decorated Muay Thai female athlete I know or even heard of, Valentina Shevchenko. Thank you for coming. Thank you. We're going to talk about IFMA, IFMA, Muay Thai World Championships. It's coming up in 2 weeks in Sweden. Valentina is the most decorated. She's won 9 gold medals, I believe.
IFMA 9 World Championships, 2 sport accord combat games, and
wow, that's awesome. Okay, so for people that don't know, IFMA World Championships is the biggest tournament in Muay Thai. There's over 100 countries that participate. Most of the time you're probably fighting with 3 or 4 fights to get to a gold medal.
yeah, not less.
Yeah, so 4 fights every day. It's the most challenging, I think it's the most prestigious Muay Thai tournament in the world. I myself went in 2008 and 2009 as an athlete and had my mind blown. I didn't even know anything about how high level IFMA was or how high level Muay Thai was until I went to IFMA. So it was a big eye opener for me. And here we have someone, I didn't even come close to medaling. Someone win 9 medals. That's very awesome.
9 gold medals.
Gold medals, yes. And in those medals, she's beaten some top names, some of the UFC strawweight champion, Joanna. She's beaten her 3 times in IFMA.
In 2006, 2007, and 2008 in the finals.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So, fighting IFMA, it's the biggest tournament in the world. You've trained and you're representing Peru. In Peru, when you make the team, is there a qualification to make the team, or do they do a qualifying tournament, or they just pick who they think are the top athletes there?
No, sure, it's like in every country. First you should to win your championship or your country, and then by results of this championship, they select like selection and the team who will represent the country in the World Championship.
Awesome, okay. Well, in the United States, we're not there yet. We have some major tournaments like the WKA, the TBA, the IKF, the US Open, and now we're all trying to bring them all together, and take the winners of those tournaments and bring them all, and maybe in 2017 have a real qualifier tournament. Other than that, over the last 14 or so years, it's just been, kind of who you know, and it's not very good. So it's not produced, it's produced some good years in 2009, and then last year was a good year for the team. But
sure, I remember in 2009 it was a really big team from US.
Yes, and we've had some years where we've had 5 or 6 athletes, and I just think with how big our country is and how many really good athletes, we got to do something better to get them out there. And I'm working on it. I'm trying to make that happen. So on to the next thing with the IFMA. In Peru and as in other countries, because you're on the IFMA athletes board, you're like the president of it. Most countries, how many countries would you say have government backing for their teams?
Usually all countries like Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, these old Soviet Union countries, they all have this this kind of help for sportsmen. The government sending their athletes, and I don't know about Europe.
Yeah.
I think in Thailand it's number 1 for sure.
In all of these years, we're gonna go into you competing in IFMA. I don't even know who's won more than 2 gold medals. You've won 9 gold medals. What kept motivating you to go and keep winning and winning and winning? And now that you're in the UFC, I guess that's you're strictly your focus now. But how do you do that? Like, there is not a double elimination in IFMA when you have to win every time.
Yes, every year.
So you probably have like a 40-0 record in IFMA competition.
Every year it's like the new year starts from the zero. It's not like you champion and everybody like look into your champion. Okay, no, because everybody want to win you, and so the champion should to train harder, more, and every new step, new championship, it's a new tournament. And so for me, it's not only about sport, not about only just few time training. It's about all my like philosophy of life, my lifestyle, because martial arts for me, it's all of me. What I'm doing, I'm training. I love what I do. That's why it's the biggest motivation for me.
Awesome. We're going to move on to, you've done IFMA style tournament, you've done, WMC world titles, you've done all of that. You're now in the UFC, the biggest, probably pinnacle for martial arts right now is the UFC, best paying. I know that, you know that from Muay Thai pay and UFC pay. But from Muay Thai, have you had to change your Muay Thai for MMA?
Well, sure, for every athlete who wants to fight MMA, it's need to know the ground game. It's number one.
No, I mean, have you had to change how your style of your Muay Thai, like maybe you shorten your stance, maybe you don't throw certain kicks?
And in this type of questions, yes, sure, you cannot do like so kicks, so big kicks, or you need to do more effective kicks, more effective punches. It's about not only points, it's about effective techniques, because the small gloves, it's different things than the big gloves. What you can hit, and it will be good with the big gloves. It's not the same with the.
I see a lot of guys, I think, from Muay Thai go into MMA, and they're fighting more cautious because of the small gloves, and it could be a crazy guy swinging, and it could just take one little hit with the smaller gloves, and
But it's all about adjust a little bit, to change a little bit some details, and everything will be good. But the main, like Muay Thai style, Muay Thai, and maybe a little bit the character of the fight, it should be to start from the beginning and then try to finish earlier, because in Muay Thai, it's every time first round you look your opponent, second round you go, and third round you shoot to win. And I think in MMA it's a little bit different because you need to start first and then look how it's going.
So you have trained now in the U.S., and I noticed a lot you sponsored by Tiger Muay Thai, so you've done a lot of training in Thailand. What would you say are the pros? What are the good? What are the bad? And where do you see yourself in the future for MMA? Training for MMA, is it good to train MMA in Thailand, or is it better to do it here in the U.S.? Do you have any, you're primarily, you're a world-class striker, but you also have a good ground game too. I feel like over there you can get the best striking, you got so many great people there, you have a great coach, and you're outside and you're training like that, and that's awesome. But here in the U.S., you got so many camps and so many wrestlers and so many jiu-jitsu schools and something like that you can kind of pick and choose and bring in. What do you like better, and do you like both, or what do you think?
For me, first of all, I want to say that I'm really happy to have this opportunity to travel over the world, to train in different places like Thailand, like USA. And for example, in Thailand, when I'm there, I'm training in Tiger Muay Thai camp. It's very good camp, very complete, have all kinds of Muay Thai stuff, MMA, wrestling, everything. Here, when I'm in Texas, I'm training in Gracie Barra Academia with Draculino professor, and I'm really happy that my managers Roger Allen and Pedro Caballero every time care about my career here and everywhere. And also I'm very happy to have my head coach, Pavel Fedotov, who travel with me everywhere, every place, and looking for, put me in the right way and like choose right technique, right strategy, right everything. And I say the best for fighter, it's to be every time moving, to training here, maybe catch some technique good from here, maybe from there, but every time to have, it's good to have one person who will watch everything, because in the world it's so many techniques and every technique is good. Some technique is not so good and you have to choose which one is good exactly for you. And if you have like coach who looking for this one, who has control about all this stuff, I think it's very lucky sportsman to have this point of help. And for my opinion, it's good to train in Thailand, because in Thailand, for example, in Tiger Muay Thai, it came different sportsmen of world, many champions of their country, many professional fighters, and you every time have like opportunity to train with the best in their like style what they do, fighters over the world. And here, sure, in US, you have very good ground and training, and I'm really happy to live this life, and I think it's the best.
That's cool. So best advice is have someone oversee your training, that knows who you are, and go and take the good from different places.
And it's good because speaking about IFMA, come back to IFMA, my older sister Antonina, she's now in Peru. She's now preparing for World Muay Thai Championship.
Oh, wow.
In 2 weeks she will be competing there, like to say that they are the best in the world in her weight category. She won last year, 2014. So it's a new challenge for her.
Wow.
And so I'm very proud of her, and I will be waiting the results.
That's a good advantage. Her sister is a multiple-time world champion as well. She's won IFMA, and that's a good training partner to have.
Recently signed by Lion Fights, Muay Thai Fights, and she's really, really strong.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Okay, so now we're going into some personal stuff about you. When I've seen you train before, very focused. No games, no smiling, no nothing.
It's a training. It's a training. You cannot permit this kind of stuff.
Yes, I agree. And I see it's different when you're in a group class situation. You're doing things, but when they do their fighter training, I notice a lot of guys are, take 15 minutes to wrap their hands, and then a group has already started over here, and then I'll just jump in here in a little bit. When they train, her and her sister, and then they, have some people coming in their workout, they all start on time. They all do all the drills right, and it's focused. And it's actually, they do it in a timely manner. You don't spend, I noticed in your sessions when y'all train, y'all don't do 2 or 3 hours of training. You do specific stuff, and you do it for maybe about an hour or so, right?
It's every time it's different kind of trainings. Sometimes we did like more intensive training. It's about 1 hour, but every time like exercise like sparring or really close to sparring, and very how would say. When you need to explode, like something
explosive power, hard sparring.
And another type of training when you're training about 2 hours, 3 hours, so you can rest a little bit, then repeat exercise, repeat and repeat. It's two different styles of training. When, for example, we are preparing for the fight, we need to be more focused to the fight and do exactly things what we will use on the fight. When, for example, after fight and we have some time, free time, and we have time for sharp out techniques. So we spend much more times in the gym.
So what you guys need to know is if you're in a session with them, there's no games, no games at all. They're very serious, and it's you know, I've seen some of their training sessions. It's very awesome. With that said, you've been doing. There's a guy in Dallas, and Steven. He's done a highlight video of your career, and it has you doing, I believe, Taekwondo since a kid, doing tournaments. You've been doing martial arts your whole life. How have you remained like you are in training, so focused? Like, I see you travel a lot, you get to enjoy that, but you're even training when you're traveling. Do you have a downtime where it's just... Not yet.
Not yet, but I can have like this time about 3 days, maybe 2 days, maybe maximum 4. And after that I start to feeling I need to do something, I need to come back to the gym because it's my life. I training since 5 years old, already 23 years in martial arts, so it's all inside me. It's like asking, we need to train every time.
So what, you're in the UFC, obviously, you know, a goal of yours is to be at the top, fight for a title. What is it, I think you've accomplished just about everything in Muay Thai. What are some of your martial arts goals before you stop competing? I know you're probably going to stay in it and coach and stuff like that in the future, but what have you not done that you want to do?
I heard many questions about this, then people asking me what you will do after you finish. But for me, like, I'm living right now, and I want to do right now everything that I should to do and I can do on the like world of martial arts. Sure, I want to compete. For now, still I have health, wealth, everything like this. I need to do all my best, and after that, sure. For example, I finished University of Arts, and my profession it's film director. And sure, it will be like very good to do some kind of stuff of this because it's my profession, and I very like it because it's too close to martial arts. Even now we traveling around, and I try to do some like short film or do like beautiful photos because it's for me art and martial arts, it's the same.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think if you take your fight work ethic into film, I think you'll be all right. So before we close out, what I have to ask, what is like a vice? What is something you do bad that people don't know? Because I see everything is good training. You only take 2 or 3 days off. Is there something like a secret? You go eat cake sometimes on a binge or something. There's got to be something you do that no one knows about. Is bad.
I love chocolate. Chocolate cakes, all this stuff, but I don't think that is bad. Okay. I think it is good because it gives me a lot of energy for my next training.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming out, Valentina. We wish you luck. I know you're going to do well, and thank you for. So many people don't know about IFMA and Muay Thai for MMA, everything, and I think you're a good example of it. I mean, obviously for IFMA, you're the best athlete they've had. And what is your best advice before we close out for IFMA athletes out there?
Want to say that IFMA it's really strong Muay Thai competition, that all the bigger names in Muay Thai they competed there, like Yotsang Klai, Artem Levin from Russia. So it's a great opportunity for all to have this challenge with the best sportsmen on the world and try to himself. So it's a goal where it's need to go, and I think I want to wish for everybody, every athlete, every person to go there and to try himself and to see around the world, around the different people that said how they lived, what they like, what is the air over there, and it's the best thing to travel around, doing Muay Thai, doing MMA, everything like martial arts, and this is a real life.
I couldn't say it any better. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for inviting me.